So this guy walks into Tiffany's wearing ripped jeans and a red polo shirt, and he's about to pull off one of the wildest jewelry heists you've ever heard of. But here's the twist. The way he tries to hide the evidence is absolutely insane. Okay, so it's February 26th, 2025, and we're at the mall at Millenia in Orlando, Florida, this super fancy mall with all the high-end stores. And into the Tiffany & Co. store walks this guy. His name is Jathan Gilder. He's 32 years old from Houston, Texas. And Jathan, he's got this whole persona going on. He's wearing a red hat, a red polo shirt, and get this, like really ripped up jeans. Not designer ripped, like actually torn up jeans, which is kind of a weird choice for someone who's about to claim what he's about to claim. So Jathan walks up to the employees and he introduces himself. He says his name is Sean, and he tells them that he's a representative for an Orlando Magic player. He doesn't say which player, but he's basically implying he's there to negotiate a massive jewelry purchase for an NBA star. And the Tiffany's employees, they're thinking, okay, this could be a huge sale. So even though this guy looks a little sketchy with his torn jeans and everything, they decide to take him seriously. And because of how much money is potentially involved in this transaction, they bring him to a special room, the VIP room. This is where they show the really expensive stuff to the really rich people. And once Jathan's in this private room, the employees start bringing out the jewelry. And we're not talking about normal jewelry here, we're talking insane pieces. They show him a pair of diamond earrings worth $160,000. Then they bring out another pair worth $609,500. That's over $500,000 for one pair of earrings. And then, just to top it off, they show him a diamond ring worth $587,000. So altogether, we're looking at over $1.5 million worth of jewelry sitting on the table in front of this guy in ripped jeans. And the employees, they're probably talking to him about payment options, maybe discussing wire transfers or whatever. And Jathan, he's sitting there looking at all these diamonds. And that's when he makes his move. Out of absolutely nowhere, Jathan jumps out of his seat and bam, he just grabs the jewelry. He snatches the earrings and the ring and he makes a run for the door. And there's this employee there, his name is Amit, and Amit, he tries to stop him. He's blocking the sliding doors of the VIP room. And Jathan, he's violently pushing and pulling at these doors, trying to get them open. And they're struggling, and during this fight, one of the pieces falls. The $587,000 ring drops to the ground. But Jathan, he manages to keep hold of the two pairs of earrings, and he gets the doors open just enough to squeeze through, and he takes off running through the Tiffany store. Employees are yelling, one of them thinks he might have a gun, so everyone's freaking out, and Jathan runs right out the front doors, through the mall and into the parking lot, and he jumps into his getaway car, a blue Mitsubishi Outlander that he'd rented, and he drives away. Now, Jathan probably thinks he's home free at this point. He's got $769,500 worth of diamond earrings, and he's getting out of Orlando. But here's the thing. The mall has security cameras everywhere, and police immediately start tracking his car. They're watching it on toll cameras, on traffic cameras, following his route. And they put out an alert to Florida Highway Patrol. Be on the lookout for this blue Mitsubishi. So Jathan's driving, he's heading west, trying to get out of Florida, and he makes it pretty far, about 330 miles from Orlando to this little town called Chipley, which is up in the Florida Panhandle. And that's where Florida Highway Patrol spots him. They pull him over for a traffic violation on Interstate 10. And the troopers, they approach the car. They tell Jathan to step out. And Jathan starts resisting. He doesn't want to cooperate. And while all this is happening, the officers notice something weird. They see Jathan putting something in his mouth. And they're thinking maybe he's trying to swallow drugs or something. So they're trying to stop him. They're struggling with him, wrestling with him. And one of the troopers yells out, "He swallowed those earrings." But it's too late. Jathan has already swallowed them. He literally swallowed almost $770,000 worth of diamond earrings, just ate them like candy. And now police are arresting him, and as they're putting him in the back of the patrol car, they hear him say something. He says, "I should have thrown them out the window," like he's having regrets about his hiding method. So now they've got Jathan in custody, and they search his car, and in the Mitsubishi they find Tiffany & Co. price tags and earring cards on the floor, evidence that he was at the store, but no jewelry, because it's all inside his stomach now. And oh yeah, remember that white gauze thing he had on his nose? They found that too. Turns out there was no actual wound under it. He was just using it to disguise his face, which is why he also gets charged with robbery with a mask. They take Jathan to the Washington County Jail and they do a body scan, and the scan shows multiple foreign objects in his digestive tract. And Jathan, he asks the jail officers, "Am I going to be charged with what's in my stomach?" Like he's genuinely wondering if he can be prosecuted for jewelry that's technically inside his body. Initially, police tried to take him to a hospital, but Jathan refuses treatment. He refuses to be x-rayed. He does not want anyone looking at his insides. But eventually, he has to go to a hospital anyway. And here's where this story gets even wilder. Police have to wait. They literally have to wait for nature to take its course. They can't surgically remove the earrings because he won't consent. So detectives are posted at the hospital in shifts. Days go by, then a week goes by, and they're just waiting for Jathan's body to naturally expel these diamonds. And can you imagine being the detective assigned to this case? Like, yeah, my job today is to wait for a guy to poop out $750,000. And here's what makes this even crazier. This isn't even the first time Jathan has done this. Back in 2022, he tried to rob another jewelry store in Colorado. And when police tried to arrest him, he swallowed those earrings too. The owner of that store actually shot him in the back as he was running away. So Jathan goes to the hospital for his gunshot wound, and while he's there, police tell him they're going to collect the earrings as evidence. And what does he do? He swallows them again. And police searched through his waist multiple times but never found those earrings. They just vanished. Either they passed through without anyone noticing, or his body absorbed them somehow. It's a mystery. But this time, police are taking no chances. They're monitoring him constantly, day after day after day. And finally, on March 10th, that's 12 days after he swallowed them, detectives recover 3 of the 4 Tiffany earrings, plus 2 other random diamond earrings that he apparently had swallowed at some point. Like, where did those even come from? 2 days later, on March 12th, they recover the final Tiffany earring, and once they've got all 4 pieces, they take them back to Tiffany's. Obviously, they get cleaned first, like thoroughly cleaned, and a master jeweler at Tiffany's checks the serial numbers on the diamonds, and they match. These are definitely the stolen earrings. So Detective Aaron Goss, who is in charge of this case, he said it perfectly. He said this case quickly turned into a marathon, not a sprint, which is a nice way of saying they had to wait around for 2 weeks for a guy to digest diamonds. And Jathan, he's sitting in Orange County Jail facing charges of grand theft in first degree and robbery with a mask. Plus, and this is the cherry on top, he has 48 separate failure to appear warrants from Colorado, meaning he skipped out on court 48 times. This guy has a serious problem with showing up to things. But the absolute wildest part of this whole story is the dedication to the method. Like most thieves try to hide stolen goods in a safe or in their car or in a storage unit, this guy's strategy was to literally eat the evidence and hope his stomach acid wouldn't destroy $770,000 worth of diamonds. Which, by the way, it didn't. Diamonds are tough. They can survive stomach acid, no problem. So there you have it, the story of Jathan Gilder, the man who walked into Tiffany's in ripped jeans, pretended to be an NBA rep, stole $750,000 in jewelry, and then swallowed it on the side of the highway, only to spend almost 2 weeks in a hospital while police waited for him to literally poop out the evidence that's now going to send him to prison for years. And the moral of the story? If you're gonna steal diamonds, maybe don't swallow them. Just a thought.